long time since I've been on my vlog, and the reason being that I did catch a cold. I started losing my voice, and a couple of weeks ago my husband, who I may have told you plays lead guitar in a rock band, he had a gig 2 weeks ago, which I'm the oldest groupie that follows them around, and they had a gig, and of course it's very loud. I don't mind loud music. I love rock music, you know, kind of a bit of Tina Turner, a bit of Green Day, a bit of Cranberries, a bit of I'll put down here who they play. I'll put a list down here who they play. Can't remember. And it's really, really loud. And of course, because it's loud, and I usually film them playing, and it never comes out very well. But I take photographs of them, and I often I'm too busy concentrating on what the photographs, that I don't really sing, because obviously if I'm videoing I don't want them to hear my voice. But I didn't photograph and I didn't film very much this time, so of course I'm singing away, really singing, having a good time, thoroughly enjoying the songs. And then the next morning when I woke up, my voice was gone like this. And my husband said, "What's the matter with your voice?" I'm going, "I can't talk. I don't know what happened to it, it's completely gone." And then it gradually came back, and it came back as a very deep voice like this. And I've still got some leftover bits of my sore throat. Well, it wasn't really a sore throat, it was just my voice went. I did have a cold and a cough before that, but anyway, I am back to normal. But there was no point in me doing a vlog, because you wouldn't have been able to hear me, because I would have had to mime. So this is kind of a mishmash, just to say hello, really, and to let you know what I've been making. I have been sewing a few things. First of all, do you remember I was doing the Mr. Twit wig for my grandson, Mr. Twit beard? Well, I was making his beard, and it turned out, I'll do a little snippet here. It actually ended up being quite heavy, and I was a bit concerned it would be too heavy for his face. The beard that I made before, which is like this, big and thick, and I didn't feel that it was going to be, I felt he was going to be very hot with it. And this is the one that I've made, which you can talk through, and I'm going to put an elastic round there so you can wear it over him. So I found another pattern and I made another one. The pattern that I found was Make a Mr. Twit Beard, and it was actually a paper one. It was just something I got online called Make a Mr. Twit Beard, and they supplied you with a piece like this. You got this PDF like this, and what they were suggesting was that you put paper on it, but I decided to use the wool that I bought. And so I basically cut this out, and the stuff that I cut it out with was, I bought some curtain like a lampshade type of curtain pelmet. It's really stiff, very, very stiff. You see that? I bought about a metre of it. It's about 12 inches wide and about a metre long. And what I did was I used that, and because it's curved that way, I cut the beard out of that. So I cut that beard from here. I put it on to there and cut round it. And then I basically stuck the wool onto this, and I sprayed glued it, and then I stuck lots of pieces of wool on it. Here it was big enough for him to get his mouth through, and then I put a piece of elastic here, and so it went round his head over his ears. I was going to make a wig. In fact, I did make a wig, but then I thought, nah, it's not going to work for him. And his mum had said to me that she was going to spike up his hair. So she actually spiked up his hair, painted on some, drew on some eyebrows for him. With the permission of my son, I shall put a little picture up here to show you what he looked like in his costume. And I thought he was very pleased with it. So that was my Mr. Twit wig. Wig? No, my Mr. Twit beard. My Mr. Twit beard. Anyway, what have I been doing since I last spoke to you? Well, I've made a few tops. This is one of them. This one here. I'll stand back and let you see. I might have to drop this. It was a free pattern that I got in a free pattern that I got in the Love Sewing magazine, and it's the McCall's M7322. M7322, and I like it because it has a boat neck type top. And this, I made the long sleeve version, but I put slits up the side here, so I've got slits here up the sides, and I think I widened it a bit. I opened the pattern out a bit just to give it a bit more flair there. I felt it would be quite nice, and of course the splits opened up a bit better. When I was about 18, it was the fashion to have tabards, and you had them so that they split right the way down. Well, I had a thin figure then, and so you could get away with it. But basically this, I think the split here stops it from hanging tightly on your bottom and on your front, and it just allows a bit more ease here. So that's why I put the splits in. But I made it, this is a scarf, so I'll show you what happens. This is the neck. I've put a satin binding neck on, and this scarf, it's actually some spare fabric that I had left, and I made basically a tapered collar. Now you can't see it very well there because it's actually, I purposely twisted it when I made it. I'll have to do a little vlog to show you how you do it, but I purposely twisted it. It's a little bit wider at one end than it is on the other. I think that's the narrower one, so that I can wear this like this with a boat neck top on, or I can put this on and wear it like as if it says like a polo neck collar. And you know, I like my scarves, so this is I just thought that a little bit, using up the extra fabric that I had, and I can actually wear this with a black top as well. I've worn it a couple of times with a black jumper. I'll let you see what that would look like. Let me just put this cardigan on the wrong way, just to let you see what it would look like if I can put it on the wrong way. If I put this cardigan on like this, just to give you an idea, and then drop that like that, then I've actually got a nice scarf that goes with a black jumper like that. So I figured it was quite a nice way to use a bit of spare fabric there. We're here with Mummy again, and what day is it tomorrow? Yay! It's Mother's Day tomorrow. I'm full of cold. I've got a sore throat, and we're going there for our dinner. We're going to take her for lunch today. Do you want to say anything to your son, your other son?
The other son? Oh, Lord.
Who's your other son?
Stephen. How are you and my little grandson and young? Love you all. I miss you lots. But I have always got my granddaughter.
I'm my granddaughter. I'm your daughter. Come on, off we go. What did you just say? You said, I'm glad.
I'm glad I've got you.
She's glad she's got a daughter.
Glad I've got a daughter.
And are you glad you've got two sons, and that's one of them?
Oh, yes. Can't do without my son.
Can't do without her sons either. There you go. She's looking a bundle of health, aren't you, Mummy?
Yes, I'm as fit as a rabbit.
Fit as a rabbit. And how
fit as the rabbit?
How old are you?
I am 92.
Well done. Well done. You see, you know what you're doing. Well done. And we're going to leave you now. We're going to have a drink.
Love you all. Always.
You were going with friends?
Yeah.
You went with friends?
There was about, how many of us? 8, 10, something like that. Never no more than teens.
Yeah.
We never got
What kind of songs did you sing?
Oh,
when you were entertaining the troops, were you doing the war type songs, or were you doing?
Yes, we didn't sing a lot because I was doing the acrobat.
The acrobat, oh.
And
what kind of acrobats did you do?
I had to make up
a routine.
A routine.
Wow.
And tried to fit each thing that I could do
into that routine.
Yeah.
So what were you doing? Cartwheels? Springs, jumping?
Yes, you spring and back bend and
back into the crab.
Yeah, that's good.
Into the crab.
Jump up and get a ball and stick it into a net as well. That was all part and parcel of it.
Wow.
And then I used to lie on the floor and put your legs
up in the air. And, oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was double jointed. They used to say, I must say you're double jointed, you are. I can't do that.
Well, the fact that you can still put your legs up in the air now, it shows that you can do more than anybody else can.
It round the neck though, not quite anymore.
She tries to get around her neck.
So I can't do it anymore.
Then I was telling you that I'd done a Bruyere. Those who don't know what the Bruyere is, that's the Bruyere. I told you I'd made a one before in the summer. I think it was around about July last year, and I liked it, but I had made it too small. This one I've made bigger, and the first one I actually made in January, and it's this one. And I've done this one without sleeves because I figured that I could use it as an open-topped shirt with a black jumper, black t-shirt underneath and trousers, and I could use it like that to wear like that. Not just as a shirt, but as an open-top shirt. What I'll do is I'll put a little video up here of me wearing it just to let you see. But there was a downside with this. Oh, I'll let you see. Look at those pink patches. Do you remember those buttons that I did? I painted with nail varnish. There you go. Can you see them? Let me see if I can focus them in. There. Those are the pink buttons that I used. I used a pink fabric. Was actually, it's not bias cut. That's the pattern is a bias pattern. The actual waistband I hadn't cut by a bias pattern. I'd actually cut it like that. Can you see? I'd cut it vertically. And after I'd done it, I thought, oh, what did you do that for? You shouldn't have cut it vertically, should you? You should have cut it diagonally. And the same with that. I should have cut that at an angle. But I'd sewn it, it wasn't until after I'd sewn it, I thought, oh, you stupid woman. So what I did was, I cut some diagonal bias there, and I sewed it over the top, and I trimmed it with some pink. I made a pink bias binding, like a piping, around the bottom. And around the top, I don't know if you can see, I used pink stitching. I've done pink stitching around the collar as well, pink stitching around the collar, and on the yoke as well. I did use it on the yoke. I didn't like the collar. I felt the collar it's a bit too big. I'll put it over. It's not gonna flatter this, but I'll put it over this just to let you see. So I can wear it like that. I didn't like the collar. I felt the collar's a little bit too big. I felt it should be a collar stand and then a collar. So I decided that my next one was going to have a collar stand on it. I also added pockets. I put pockets in here. I thought that might be quite nice with pockets. Actually, doesn't it? I can't see from here. Does it? What does it look like with that? It looks quite nice for that. No, no. But it fastens up, and I'll fasten it up. I'm really. It would look a lot nicer with a nice shirt on underneath, nice, and it fastens down there. Oh, I missed a button. So it's like that. I'll not bother fastening the rest of them. Back collar, I've got that on there as well. I just thought I liked it. I thought it was lovely. So I figured that I'm going to make it again, which I did. I'm in the process of making it again, let's say. But I changed it a bit. The only trouble with these buttons is they're not easy to get. They don't slip on and off very easily. But at least I've used them up. So I like the fact that I can wear it like that as well, with a black top on underneath. I liked it, so I decided to make another one. Now the other one isn't completely finished, but the other one is like this. And this one, I made a collar and stand. I'll do it that way to let you see. I basically took the collar and I cut it down and I made a collar and stand, but it made the collar smaller, which I liked. And I've got the pockets with the sleeves with the cuffs on. I've yet to put buttons on it, but I did it like the other one, and I had this band around there, and I actually piped it with this this black satin piping. In fact, I've got the band. This went round there, round the waist. Let's see if I can do it. This was the band that went round the waist like that, and it just wasn't working for me. It just wasn't working for me at all. So in the end I figured, you know, do I really need that band? So if it offends you, remove it. So I cut it out. And so this is, of course I've had to do a hodgepodge at the back. I've had to do a hodgepodge. I basically cut that out, and then I sewed the top to the bottom here. Top there, bottom there. And so this is what it looks like now. And I like it like this. I think it's much nicer. I much prefer it like this. The only downside is I didn't have enough material for pockets, and I figured it would have been lovely with pockets. Now sorry, I had to turn that round. I didn't have enough material to do the pockets, and I'm a bit annoyed about that because I think I'd have felt it even better if I had pockets to go on it. But I shall do a little twirl somewhere up here or in between here to let you see what it looks like. Once I've got the buttons on, I'm going to have to go and get some buttons because for all I've got hundreds of buttons, I didn't have enough buttons to fit on. It is a bit bright. It's a very bright colour. It's a fabric that I got last year, and I'm very pleased with it. The sleeve placket. Oh, I've got to tell you about the sleeve placket. Now, was it? No, it wasn't this one. The sleeve placket, I didn't follow the instructions, so I started doing my own sleeve placket, and then I started thinking, hold on a minute, that's not the same as the instructions. So I looked at the instructions. I didn't find the instructions very good. I think that's another reason why I just started flying with it. Well, I think it's for an intermediate. I don't think it's for an easy pattern for somebody to do it first, because I don't feel that it explains very well to the... I kept looking at it. I knew what I was doing, but I kept thinking, do you know, would somebody else know exactly what they're supposed to be doing there? Would they understand? And so I feel that it could have done with a bit more detailed instructions here for someone who was just learning to do it. Very nice. As I say, I think the other reason why I took the waistband out there is because I have a short body. Being 5'1", I don't have that long body, and I just felt it was just too much here for me, and so I preferred it without it. It looked okay with the grey one, but I just felt that with this it was just I didn't like the band. So the band, this bit was taken out, was chopped out, and it went in the bin. But I could make a hairband, couldn't I?